Hello, and thanks for joining us on Encore. Coming up on today's music show.
Take my hand.
We check in with that king of swing, the master of jazz standards, Tony Bennett, turns 90. Bringing a bit of the Big Easy to the City of Light, France 24 meets the New Orleans sensation, the Hot 8 Brass Band. And we check out the French hip-hop artist storming the charts as Nekfeu ends the year with a triumphant second album. For all that, I'm joined by our music critic, Mariam Saab. Hi, Mariam.
Hello, Olivia.
We're starting with a legendary crooner who in fact comes from quite humble beginnings. He was once a singing waiter in Queens, New York, but back then he was known as Anthony Benedetto. He was then discovered by comedian Bob Hope. He became the Tony Bennett we know and love today. He's turning 90 now. How's he marking that milestone?
Yes, that seems like worlds away. Well, he'll be bringing down the house in Tony Bennett style, and that has nothing to do with the very risky business of blowing out 90 candles on a cake. This year he's been really busy. He produced an album, a book, and a TV special. The special was filmed at Radio City Music Hall in New York City. It's called Tony Bennett Celebrates 90 Years, The Best Is Yet to Come. It features an epic rendition of Happy Birthday sung by the one and only Stevie Wonder. Can you believe it? Stevie Wonder
pretty much
singing
the
you Happy
definitive
Birthday.
version of Happy Birthday.
Also tributes from Lady Gaga, Michael Bublé, Elton John, Kevin Spacey, Rufus Wainwright and Andrea Bocelli. Tony Bennett, of course, steps behind the mic, and even at 90, he just doesn't skip a beat. His voice is so immaculately preserved. And now a new 18-track album based on the pre-recorded special has been released. We're going to have a little taste now of Stranger in Paradise. This is Tony Bennett and Andrea Bocelli.
Won't you answer this fervent prayer of a stranger in paradise?
Don't send me in dark despair from all that I hunger for.
So there's no sign of him slowing down there. Some people would be thinking about retirement at his age.
Not Tony Bennett. He said that if he was going to retire, he would have done it already 16 years ago. Didn't happen. It won't happen, certainly not anytime soon. And this decade alone, he sold more than 10 million records. 2 years ago, he became the oldest performer to have a #1 Lady Gaga cheek to cheek. Some milestones for his 90th. He won his 19th Grammy. He became immortalized in stone in San Francisco with his signature show tune that he sang at the ceremony there. I Left My Heart in San Francisco. Also, he started to learn jazz piano. He's got 30 dates scheduled for the first half of 2017 and a new album in the works. I'm tired just reading off his list of achievements and things that he's got in the
prolific
pipeline.
Tony Bennett. Well, next we're taking a look at a Grammy-nominated group who've used music to overcome a string of trials and tribulations. The Hot 8 Brass Band have just played Paris's New Morning Club for their 35th birthday and have released a new single from their album On the Spot. That's set for release early next year. France 24's Richelle Harrison Plesse went to meet them.
From New Orleans to Paris, the Hot 8 Brass Band brings a taste of the Big Easy to the streets of the French capital. For more than 20 years, the group's mashup of musical styles has helped reshape the modern brass band sound, mixing originals with covers of classic tunes by Snoop Dogg or Marvin Gaye.
Man, Hot 8 brings 20 years of tears, joy, happiness, all wrapped into one combination of funk, blues, hip-hop, and all in our own interpretation, but we still put the Hot 8 on it. So it's like, the Hot 8, it is what it is, man. It's us. We ain't hating, we just Hot 8.
It was unreal. It felt like we were somewhere else.
It was great. It's the spirit of New Orleans in Paris.
The band were thrust into the spotlight after appearing in the Spike Lee documentary When the Levees Broke, in the wake of Hurricane Katrina. They were also featured in David Simon's cult series Treme.
1, 2.
Following their Grammy-nominated second album, the group is set to release new record On the Spot early next year, featuring the new double A-side Working Together and Keeping It Funky. Despite their brand of good time party music, the Hot 8 story is overshadowed by tragedy and hardship. Over the years, the band has lost 3 members to gun violence. A 4th lost his legs in a car accident. And then there was dealing with the devastation brought on by Hurricane Katrina. But they say music was key to the healing process.
We have a lot of roadblocks. We have a lot of things that would discourage you from wanting to do this. But once you see how many people it affects in a positive way, it's all worth it.
Hitting the road is also a chance to act as musical ambassadors for their beloved hometown.
If we don't do it, if we don't share it, if we don't be the carriers of it, then it'll be lost forever. And it's one of the world's treasures.
The Hot 8 brass band have relied on the power of music to overcome adversity, sharing a swaggering New Orleans soundtrack with audiences in all 4 corners of the globe.
Well, going now to a very different sound, American a cappella group Pentatonix are spreading the holiday cheer with a special Christmas album. Now, will this be the soundtrack to your Christmas dinner, Mariam?
Look, I hate to say it, Olivia, and I really don't want to come across like a total jerk, but I think some people at my dinner table would want to flip it over onto its head if I put this album on repeat. There are traditional titles on this record like Oh Come All Ye Faithful, I'll Be Home for Christmas, and a few originals as well that just don't do it any favors whatsoever. It's the musical equivalent of that, cheesy Christmas sweater that your great aunt gifts you and you're too embarrassed to take off and kind of stuff in the corner of your closet. But I don't want to be the Christmas Grinch. And there are a few gleaming moments on this record. Most importantly, though, this album has topped the US Billboard holiday album charts and has broken 500,000 in sales. So lots of people out there really do like it. What I like about it is White Christmas featuring Manhattan Transfer. It's a very soulful rendering of that song. And a moment of genius inspired by Kanye West. We've got a cover of A Coldest Winter from Kanye West, 808s and Heartbreak. Let's take a look at that.
Memories made in the coldest winter. It's 4 a.m. and I can't sleep. Our love is all that I can see.
Next, we're going to someone who was one of Kanye West's protégés. That's Kid Cudi. His latest album, Passion, Pain and Demon Slain, was name-checked by Kanye West himself. That's surely some validation.
Yes, Kid Cudi's 6th album is, as his one-time mentor called it, super inspiring, and it put to bed the Twitter feud between Kanye West and Kid Cudi. Now, it's 19 songs broken up into 4 acts. We've got Tuned Prophecy, Nouveau de la Mort, It's Bright, and Heaven is Warm. Now, it follows Kid Cudi going public with anxiety, depression, and revelations that he had, in fact, been suicidal. A very brave admission, especially for a black man in the rap world, following in the footsteps of DMX, Kendrick Lamar, Lil Wayne and Drake. Our fans and music insiders rallied behind him with the hashtag #YouGoodMan. From a music perspective, this record is fantastic. It's a pivot away from his experimental psychedelic rock album that was kind of critically panned, but I really liked, Speeding Bullet to Heaven, and it goes back to those original day and night grooves. Highlights come via guest collabs. We've got Willow, Andre 3000, Pharrell Williams and Travis Scott. Willow harmonizes on Rose Golden. Travis Scott finds his flow on Baptized in Fire, and then there's Flight at First Sight featuring Pharrell. That's definitely one to repeat. We're going to take a look at that now.
Nah, I ain't riding no waves. Too busy making my own waves, baby. I ain't riding no waves. Too busy making my own waves, baby. I ain't riding no waves. Too busy making my own waves, baby. I ain't riding no waves. Too busy making my own waves, baby. Separate on my own way, baby. Separate on my own way, baby. Separate on my own way, baby. Separate on my own way. Tonight is 11.
To the French scene now, where hip-hop artist Nekfeu is top of the charts here in France. His second album, Cyborg, has been really widely praised among the critics. Tell us about the guy who is reviving French hip-hop.
So Nekfeu is France's answer to Eminem, you could say. He was born Ken Samaras. He grew up between Nice and Paris's 15th arrondissement to parents of Scottish and Greek descent. He honed his skills on the live rap battle scene and rose to prominence as part of rap groups like 1995 alongside French rapper Akhenaten, Escrew and Cinq Majeur. Now he broke through as a soloist with Feu, meaning fire, which he really unleashed onto the French hip-hop scene. And Feu won the Victoires de la Musique, which is France's equivalent to the Grammys. It won for Urban Music Album of the Year. Not only is he also uses the stage as a platform for his music. During the Victoires, he changed the lyrics to his song to give them a little bit more of a political bent, anti-French far right. Now, this album that he's just released, it was a surprise release, Cyborg, and it's gone straight to the top of the charts without any pre-promotion, just to show you what kind of a following he has here in France. He's amazing, definitely one to listen to, and you don't need to understand French to be able to enjoy Nekfeu.
Okay, thanks very much, Mariam, for being with us this week. We'll leave you with a clip of Nekfeu's Square. Remember to check out our website. We're also on Twitter and Facebook. There's more news coming up on France 24 after this.
Tout le monde, j'arrive luxe comme Yas. J'arrive en armure comme Kams. On a gravé sur les murs les noms des mecs du squat qui sont tombés dans la urne. Ils ont pris le caractère, on a dû resserrer pour pas faire des grosses erreurs. Certains sont été pas manger leur faim. On a gravé sur les murs les noms des mecs du squat qui sont tombés dans la urne comme Kams. Ces croissants de lune sur la chaîne des baguettes David, facho à la haine, on a marqué ta fille avec une cercle de baguette. Un fille, Jimmy la veut dans le pot de c'est pas la même, on a marqué ta vie, fous la merde comme moi, Marc Kadhafi.